Well, if you are an Arsenal fan all over the world, this is not the news you would like to really hear after I brought you a story like 2 days back that Arsenal have gone ahead to make a juicy contract proposal to İlkay Gündoğan. Reports from Spain are really confirming to us that maybe Arsenal is losing the İlkay Gündoğan battle or race to the Catalan best team, that is Barcelona. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's really a public holiday in my country, and we're here trying to flex around and obviously add dots to bring you stories that are really making news, all making noise all over the world. And we are talking İlkay Gündoğan into this episode. Gravenberch Ryan from Bayern Munich is also back in the news, and obviously we are going to discuss the decision taken by the CEOs of the Premier League as far as what type of VAR should be used. Should be that of the virtual system be brought in, or that line technology they've been using in the previous seasons should be kept a constant into the Premier League. So let's see close to 300 likes, smash on this video, and let's roll like never before. Now, 2 days ago, James Ollie, a senior reporter at ESPN and writer, came out and confirmed to us as how Arsenal have gone ahead to submit in the İlkay Gündoğan the İlkay Gündoğan contract proposal. Remember, İlkay Gündoğan is going to be a free agent by the 30th of June, and a decision has to be made. Man City is putting its offer on the table. Arsenal has also gone ahead to put its offer on the table. Barcelona is another one. They've gone ahead to put their offer on the table. Now, let's see what the reports coming in from Spain are really indicating. This is Fernando Polo. He has told us that FC Barcelona, right, have gone ahead to reach a verbal agreement with İlkay Gündoğan. The club can register him and wants to complete his signing in the next few hours. Official announcement expected after the USL final. That is it, coming in from FF Polo. And then another one, Ferran Correas, you know, he's really a close source to Barcelona, and he works for Diari Sport and RC1 in there for you, has confirmed to us that İlkay Gündoğan to Barcelona is about to be complete. Total agreement very close. Official announcement next week. Now, with those two sources coming in from Barcelona, you really get a little bit of worry if I told you an Arsenal fan. Why? Last week, before City played the FA Cup finale, there are sources that we are linking him to Barcelona, a done deal. I even saw Chris Whitley, a former Arsenal correspondent for Goal, for the Football London, coming out and revealing to us that looks like it's so much leaning towards Barcelona, but Arsenal are still pushing, and Mikel Arteta is still doing his job of convincing the player to stay at Arsenal. The biggest hinge that one will really understand or go on to really ask whether Barcelona have gone ahead to overcome it is registering the player. We know Barcelona have had loads of problems in their financial department. That's why they failed to re-sign Messi back from PSG, and Messi is now an Inter Miami player. After that, they are left in an ocean of questions where they're going to sign the player, but they're telling us that they can register the player. So Arteta needs to press a lot. Arteta needs to convince the player. And when I saw that Arsenal have gone ahead to submit their contract proposal to İlkay Gündoğan, that meant to me that maybe Arteta has won the race of convincing İlkay Gündoğan to stay at the club of Arsenal. To join him at the club of Arsenal. Remember, they were working together. They are working together at Man City when Mikel Arteta was deputizing Pep Guardiola. That is it. So, as it stands, it's really something great and important for İlkay Gündoğan and his family to make a decision. One factor that has blossomed this deal towards the Catalonia side is the wife of İlkay Gündoğan. The wife of İlkay Gündoğan supports Barcelona. she wants to go and live in Spain. That's a very huge narrative that is being spread all over social media, that people are really doing the needful to see to it that they really get themselves out of the way. And as it stands, İlkay Gündoğan looks like he's spoiled of choice. Man City have tabled a deal, right? Barcelona have tabled a deal. Arsenal have tabled a deal. And teams in Saudi Arabia have gone ahead to table a deal. But as you saw Granit Xhaka making a decision to leave Arsenal because of the wife, the same thing might happen to İlkay Gündoğan. To bring you up to speed, Xhaka's wife comes in from the Rhinelands of Germany, and Xhaka at one point told her that, please, we will return back to Germany. You know, he was signed from Germany by Arsene Wenger, brought in at Arsenal. He has so far spent 7 years at the club of Arsenal. Him and El Nini are the longest serving players, still actively playing for Arsenal. And he told his wife, when I'm nearing the climax of my career, I'll come and play in Germany such that you have a chance to be living at your home. And these whites always want to really fulfill the promises they make to their wives. You know it. So that might also propel İlkay Gündoğan's transfer to Barcelona on, to see to it that he just makes the wish to the wife happen. The wife wants to go to Barcelona. He wants to live in Spain. And that is going to be so much pivotal. But we are waiting to see how Arsenal is going to make what we call a turnover on the İlkay Gündoğan transfer. If Arsenal can turn it around, the better. If they cannot turn it around, that means they'll go in for other midfielders. And it's Moise Caicedo, Declan Rice, James Maddison, who else? There is this other player, Kokchu, and who else they are looking in for. So those are the central midfielders that Arsenal are really targeting, and they must get in a minimum of 2 central midfielders to see to it that they come up and obviously fill the missing boots of Granit Xhaka and maybe a Jorginho who's being rumored to move away from Arsenal. Now, we are having a story coming from Christian Falk, a close source to Bayern Munich, telling us the latest about Ryan Gravenberch. Now, he has told us that Ryan Gravenberch was considered not for sale by Hassan Salihamidzic. Now, after the latter's departure, all depends on Thomas Tuchel. Liverpool remain very interested. If one had to go, Gravenberch is more likely to leave the club than Leon Goretzka. Very good story, huge story, coming in from a credible source of Ryan Gravenberch. When you hear Ryan Gravenberch, you just hear the following teams: Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool. Those 3 teams are interested into signing Ryan Gravenberch, and Arsenal made inquiries onto the player. Liverpool also wants the player. For Man United, they made an inquiry in the January transfer window. They wanted to sign him on a loan, but they told them that it's impossible because Oliver Kahn and Hassan Salihamidzic were still in charge of Bayern Munich, but they were sacked of their jobs, and now all the players that they might have gone ahead to sign look like they're onto the exit door of Bayern Munich. Sadio Mane, Ryan Gravenberch, there is Leroy Sen, Upamecano. Very many players have been linked to moves away from Bayern Munich that were signed by the recently sacked football director and technical director of Bayern Munich, that is Oliver Kahn and Hassan Salihamidzic. So as it stands, questions are still hanging around the future of Ryan Gravenberch, but he's a player that is appreciated by top 3 managers in the Premier League: Mikel Arteta of Arsenal, Erik ten Hag of Man United, and Jurgen Klopp. So when you look at this boy, he's still young, he's tailor-made for the Premier League, he has called in for more playing time, and he's talented. He is really talented. Towards the end of Ten Hag's era at Ajax, I watched the last 10 games of Ajax they played, you know. After watching those games, I saw how important Gravenberch was, and I asked myself, why did it happen like that Gravenberch had to go to Bayern Munich? I really think if Atuel had not gone ahead to agree that deal way back in March, Ten Hag would have gone ahead to convince him to go ahead and really join him at Man United. But right now, his future is uncertain. Leon Goretzka is seen as a player that Bayern cannot release and leave. Now, looks like Gravenberch is one of those that might find himself leaving the club. And if at all his departure is green-lighted, then the likes of Arsenal, Man United and Liverpool are going to be charged. Though Christian Falk has talked about Liverpool a lot, but I understand United can come into the mix because United are in for Mason Mount, but I believe this guy is really great. That is, Gravenberch is a more talented player than Mason Mount. But the problem is homegrown players. That's why you see that Arsenal is willing to spend all its budget on Declan Rice, because they want to get in a home-based player this season round, as they might see some academy players exit. You know, like Charlie Patino leaving affects their 17 homegrown player rule, you know. They might see other than Nwaneris are looking like they want to get out of Arsenal. So it looks like they want to go ahead and do the needful. That's why they are fighting hard to keep Reece Nelson, because they want to keep the pact of their homegrown players. So for Ryan Gravenberch, we wait and see how everything is going to pan out as far as his future is concerned at Bayern Munich. But his future is really something important. Very, very, very important. And his agent wants to clarify it right now with the new manager of Bayern Munich, that is Thomas Tuchel. So the list of those that are going to exit Bayern Munich is not yet out, but I promise you, when it's out, we will be here onto the Rokani Media Football bringing it to you, because Christian Falk and Plettigol, they are close sources to Bayern Munich. They'll bring us the latest news and information as far as who is leaving and who Tuchel has really decided to keep at the club. He has to assess these players and obviously find themselves in a position of obviously staying or not staying. And it's said that Ryan Gravenberch is going to look at how the preseason is going to go and really make his decision on his next move. If Thomas Tuchel is going to use him enough into the starting 11, then he will be convinced to stay. So let's leave that at that, and let's get into this story coming in from Times about the Premier League automated offside system that was proposed by many after the inconsistency of the VAR. Now, we've been told the Premier League will not adopt the automated offside system used in the Champions League and World Cup for next season, but will have 4 extra cameras at the stadium to help VAR. Why does this come up? It's coming up because of the inconsistent judgments and rulings that have been made by VAR. This is the automated system. That is the automated VAR offside system. You saw it in the World Cup. You still see it in the Champions League. Even tomorrow when Man City is playing in the Champions League finale, you are going to see it. Premier League have said no to this system, and it really worries you. Why don't they want to use the automated system? Is it expensive? Because they have the money. And that takes me to a narrative that maybe sometimes they make decisions to make news, you see, and they make decisions to favor some of the teams they want either to win the trophies or lose. Are they into the betting system? Because, trust me, if you are sat into the VAR system, you can easily come out and predict or determine the result of any game, because every game, all decision made by the referee is on your mercy. If it comes to giving penalties, you can call the referee to the side monitor and then the penalty is awarded. I've rarely seen penalties turned down when the referee has been called right onto the side monitor. You know, even the red cards, when the referee is really called to really review it, he rarely says it's not a red card. And these referees don't oppose most of the decisions that have been taken by VAR. So it shows you how important it is and how it can determine the game. So let's wait and see how that's going to pan out. So I call in your reactions onto Arsenal losing Gundogan battle or race, transfer race to Barcelona. Then tell me your thoughts about Gravenberch. Would you love him at your team? Would you love him at Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man United? Those are 3 reported teams that are really going to hate to show interest in Brian Gravenberch. And lastly, what do you think about the Premier League saying no to the omitted offside VAR system that was proposed in there? So I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. We are back in an hour's time from now. Muslim friends, Juma Karim. Bye-bye.